Hey, good morning. Can somebody confirm if you are able to see my screen? Yes, guys. Niharika. Good. We have very few people, but that's fine. Get started so that we don't. Okay. So the overall goals for the next 3-4 days, total 4 days of session is this. We have to decide. You guys have to decide whether consulting works for you or not, and then decide on the industries to choose. And once the industries are chosen, how to prepare yourself to make you successful in consulting. So that is the overall goal that I can say. So we'll primarily discuss, my goal is primarily discuss on the industries that you have chosen. Based on whatever you have learned until now, how do you pick up and then get ready for the job? So the main goal is getting ready for your job. And then in that process, you will also have to make a decision on whether you need to, how good you are to be consulting ready. Okay. Today we'll start with a quick summary about who am I, so that you guys know whom you are talking to. And then I'll explain the process so that you are clear what stage you are in and what is the goal for the next stage and how do you reach that goal and then finally where you end up. So this is part of the marketing phase. To come into the marketing phase, what are all the documents that you need? So I'll explain what is training phase, marketing phase, and to get into the marketing phase, what are all the basic documents that you need to have, and how good you need to be in all these things I'll discuss. And I'll also show you a pattern of successful candidates so that you know whether you fit into that pattern. If you fit into that pattern, where you will end up possibly. So that we will discuss quickly for about 5-6 minutes. And majorly, we'll be discussing about the training website that I have prepared and shared with you last Friday. How to make use of the training site. That is the major focus for today. So if you understand how to navigate and how to take advantage of that site, then you are in good shape to prepare yourself in for these two questions. Okay. The next 3 days, what we are going to do is tomorrow we will discuss about different industries, which I'll talk about quickly later, and then in detail we will discuss tomorrow. And in day 3 we will discuss how all the industries are similar and how all the industries are different. And what is that you need to know? How do you get yourself ready if you pick one of these industries or any other industry beyond these industries? So in every industry, some of the things are common. I'll discuss those commonalities and then differences. And also how to get projects in each of any industry that you have chosen. Okay, that's what we are going to discuss. And then if on the day 4, we will be having Q&A. Mostly before the day 4, we will be sharing resume prep and share this resume preparation and marketing preparation videos. You will have to look into those things and then come back for the session. So you are ready to ask any questions that you may have in the entire 4 days of sessions that we have had. We're going to have. Okay. Now let's get started with quickly some quick summary about me. You can look at me. You can catch me on LinkedIn. This is me, Satish Kumar Simhadri. I did similar to you as CAS certifications long before. Where are they? Yeah, in different CAS certifications I did, and I'm from JNTU, and I don't know many of you may aware or not aware, and I did my master's in business analytics MBA from University of Pittsburgh. I worked in India for about 5 years about 6 years, 3 years in ICICI Bank, and then in manufacturing marketing analytics area in Escorts, later on in finance area, and I worked as a statistician in cable vision in media industry. And I have been with Sun Technologies for almost 4 years, more than actually about 5 years. I think I have been with Sun Technologies, supporting and training and mentoring people in all the industries, including healthcare, media, and retail. Our consultant works in different areas, which I'll be talking about later. So that is a quick overview about me. My passion and interest are data mining and predictive modeling and analytics that can be in any industry. So that is a quick overview about me. And I'll talk about the process for 5 minutes. We have already gone through this base SAS, advanced SAS training. So if I have to divide the entire process into a training phase and then marketing phase, so you are at this stage. So domain mentoring is started. You have completed this base SAS training. Chintan has taken this training for you. Base SAS training, and then advanced SAS training is also over. Now you are into this domain mentoring session. I call it as mentoring because here I am not going to teach you every small details I am not going to teach you. I will be providing you the guidance so that you can get started on that. If you pick up that industry or anything that you want, how to make yourself ready for that. That's what my goal is. I will not be teaching in detail what is in for each of these industries. But this will be very helpful to you because irrespective of any industry that you choose, whatever direction that you are going to make, you have enough information and tools to move forward. So that is my goal. So that's what we are going to do in next 3 days or 4 days. And this is marketing phase. This entire thing is training phase. This is the marketing phase. Marketing phase means we will be marketing your resume to several of our clients to get you the job. What happens in the marketing phase and how it happens and all those things we will discuss in details probably in the videos that I am going to share with you. And you need to come up with the resume to come into the marketing along with some other documents. The training phase is to teach you something, and marketing phase is to try to get your job by sending your resume to multiple vendors and clients. That's at a high level. You will have more clarity, and some of you may already know how it works in consulting. But however, you will slowly understand how it works. So to somebody to get into the marketing phase, these are the things that we expect you to have. One is resume. Resume as per the requirements that we give, and also based on your interest and passion. We will discuss about how do you prepare resume in the resume preparation session, the video that I said I will be sharing on third day. And along with that, we will evaluate you on your technical abilities. That means coding and also the business knowledge. Coding means you have learned the base class and advanced class in the last two weeks. So how depth and in depth you know, and if any challenge is given to you, are you able to do the coding by yourself without looking back? So that's the coding expertise that we see, and the business knowledge means whatever industries that you have chosen to enter into, or else prepare the resume with those. How much knowledge you have about that business or industry. So this is a technical ability that we look at before we move into the marketing. And documents wise, we expect each one of you to have all the 3 documents. One is driver's license. I strongly recommend if you don't have the driver's license, apply for it and try to get it right away as quickly as possible. And the second one is learner's permit. I mean, as an alternative to the driver's license, it is learner's permit to start with, and state ID at least. So one of these 3 things is must. State ID, learner's permit, or driver's license. One of these 3 things are must. But the best thing to get started is if you are graduating in May or next 3 months, then try to get a driver's license by starting on with state ID and learner's permit today. The second thing is SSN. You must have SSN to market. If you are in school right now, you can even opt for any work inside the school as a graduate assistant, or else in library or any other works within the school, so that you can apply for the SSN. While you are studying itself, you should try to get those things. But if you are not able to get it right now, you should make every effort to get the social security number while you are in school itself. It makes you ready. By the time you graduate, if some employer wants to employ you, you can immediately provide the SSN. The SSN is must to have. Third thing is work authorization. It can be anything, like it can be a CPT or OPT or H1B, or it can be green card or citizenship, or any kind of work authorization, or L2 visa or EAD, whatever EAD. You need to have the work authorization. So these are the 3 things: driver's license, social security number, and then work authorization are the documents. And technical ability and on the coding point of view and business knowledge, how you are able to defend the resume that you have prepared, in other words. So these are all the things that are required to get you into the marketing. So one thing I would like to share and tell here, it's not that everybody who is in training will end up in marketing. Some people may drop out, and some people we may even reject because they are not able to defend the resume, or is not able to make these things by themselves. Okay. So that's about these process-wise. So currently we are at the domain stage first day, and then we are going to talk to each other in the next 3 days. Okay. So this is how does a successful candidate look like? So this will help us to understand whether you fit into the pattern or not. So definitely, maybe I'll take about 7 minutes on this topic, and then we will move on to the other areas. Before we move on to this, do you guys have any questions right now about things that we have discussed until now? All right. This is the gene of a successful data science candidate. Again, I wanted to define the definition of the data science is very vague. People have different definitions. In our understanding, probably I'll explain and let me talk about it right now. Data science in our company means two areas. One is anything related to predictive modeling or analytics or data mining. I mean, if you look at the coursework of this MS Analytics folks of any college, it can be Stevens, it can be University of Cincinnati, UConn, Bowling Green, St. Joseph, St. Peter's, what else? Yeah, those are all some of the examples of colleges which are providing MS Analytics major, right? MS Analytics or MS Data Science they call. Arizona State University is also there. So whatever these universities provide for this MS Analytics, the coursework that they study predictive modeling, data mining, and all those things. So that is one part of this data science of our area. So the people who are coming from statistics, MS Analytics, statistics within statistics with a major of data science or else analytics or predictive modeling. So those are all the people and the type of jobs that they do. So that is our data science. Along with that, we also consider some other area where they don't do the predictive modeling and analytics, but still they do a lot of SAS programming in industries related to retail banking or any other industries, where they analyze the data, extensive amounts of data they analyze, and they use programming, SAS programming extensively in these industries. But they don't do anything like predictive. There is nothing like predictive or futuristic, mostly descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis means what is the number of credit cards sold across all the branches in the last year compared to this year, how much is the increase, those kinds of descriptive analysis. What is the amount of time taken to apply for a loan or disperse a loan in the banking industry? What is the increase of sales and what is the increase of credit card number or data migrations from one database to other databases and any other thing where extensive SAS is used, whatever that you learned in the last 2 days, 2 weeks, base SAS and advanced SAS, use this SAS for several reporting purposes in different industries. So these two we call it as data science and data science in our company. So if you have a background of MS Analytics, you may be ending up with a predictive modeler or a data scientist, data analyst, data analytics person, something like that, or a data miner, something like that. But if you don't have that background of MS Analytics, data mining, still you have a lot of opportunities. You will be more clear as we go forward and look at different industries that we are going to discuss soon later. Okay. So let me quickly tell you the gene of a successful data science candidate in Run Technologies in our company. So that one time I tried to understand what are all the backgrounds that the people are coming from to know who is a successful people, so that we as a company would want to focus on those candidates only. But when I looked at, this is last year data, we have people from diverse backgrounds, applied mathematics, mechanical engineering, MIS, MBA, financial engineering, business analytics, finance, technology management. Like that, lot of diverse backgrounds are there. There is no pattern in it. Then I thought maybe some university people are successful with us, but there also a lot of diversity. As you see here, each person is coming from different universities. Then I thought, these things are not helping. Either university or major is matter. So I looked up what is the personality traits of these people. What I understood is most of the people who are successful in consulting, they are highly confident and about 60% are outgoing. Not much of a difference between these two folks. Outgoing is people who come to the office or as class with a bag full of chocolates or biscuits, and maybe they'll give more hugs and shake more hands and laugh loud. Those people, I would call it as outgoing people. Confident people are those people who, has every trait of these outgoing, but they are not shake hands so much and then laugh so much. They are like matured, and then even if earthquake comes next to them, they don't shake. They behave like a very high matured people and all. So that's the only difference between these two. But fundamentally, they look they are kind of same personalities with high confidence and confidence. And there are people who are not so confident, also successful, but these are exceptional candidates. Like their GREs, GMAT scores are 100%, TOEFL scores are really high. So they are introverts kind of, they don't speak much, and then they think that they don't know much, but they are really smart. These are the people. These are the personality traits. If you look at the gene of all the people, so you can, on the scale of 1 to 5, 5 being best, 1 being least, their communication is across on an average 4.5. That means very good in communication, expressing the story well. Ability to articulate any complex ideas also very well. So that is 1. And then confidence is also around 4.5 on an average. The high confidence and high communication skills. And very good programming skills. By the time they got the job with us, their programming skill is at 3.5. Before starting, they may be somewhere at 1.5 or 2, and many people are at different levels. But by the time they got the job, they are at a 3.5. That means everybody is above this band, above average. So this programming skill is before they start the job. So this high confidence and communication and programming skill is the key thing. That's what I wanted to tell you. If you have the same gene, then you can consider you are going to be successful in consulting. Majorly. High confidence and very good communication skill and decent programming skill. This programming skill is something that you can pick up if you put in a lot of time and effort now. But still, this is useful. All right, and then couple more things. Let me quickly go through. This is the distribution of male and female, about 70-30, and then the number of people from origin. Indians about 60 and Chinese about 40 and some African Americans. And again, further the dissection of male, Indian, female and all, this is the distribution. And here is one more important thing that I would like to tell. Not everybody is SAS with us. Here whatever session that I am taking primarily focuses on SAS. But if you take the tool out, the fundamental concepts that I am going to discuss are same for anybody, irrespective of R or SAS, or any kind of career that you want to get into. So, but anyway, we have people who are working in R and Python. R means R and Python and data mining and machine learning area. So there is a separate session that I take with those people. But fundamentally, whatever we are going to discuss are kind of similar in nature. where do you end up? So these are all the areas that our people are working: finance, retail, healthcare, manufacturing, fashion, software, banking, and these are all the different areas. Here also a lot of diversity is there. Of course, there are some major trends in these areas, but still in different aspects, different industries they are working. If I have to divide that into broader groups, say about 36–40% are working in marketing analytics area, and about 46 in general analytics. General analytics means that thing that I said before, where you are not doing any predictions, but you are doing more of descriptive, a lot of stat coding in descriptive analysis. And about 20% credit risk area. What is credit risk and all we will discuss in later session. Yeah, that's pretty much. So to quickly give you a summary of this, we get people from diverse majors, diverse schools. They have a high confidence and high communication. I mean, those people who are having high confidence and communication, who can pick up the coding to a great level, will end up in any of these industries and working in any of these three areas. So that is the story that I wanted to convey in this. Okay. Any questions here before we move on to the core of the today's session? All right. So looks like no questions. This is a website that I have already shared with you. This is a private website that I have created to help in making it easy for people to have it. Previously, I used to conduct an individual sessions, but as the number of people and the people who are available across US and then different stages, so it is very helpful for me and also to you. Anyway, let me talk about how to. Any questions before we move on to this area? Looks like no, so let's move on. This is a very important website and useful for you to prepare yourself. The access I have already given to you, and in case if you don't have access, once you have this link, if you click on this link, you will the information or request will go to all the recruiters that are there in our company. So if you are in contact with one of the recruiters, they will give you the access right away. Even in future, if you lost the access for whatever reasons, by clicking on the link, it will give you access. I mean, it will go to the request will go to the recruiter, and they will give you the access. In case the request is not fulfilled in next at least 24 hours, or if you need it urgently, you can make a call to your recruiter asking for it. Okay. Well, let me explain how do you navigate in this website and how do you make use of this website. I mean, if you read it also, it will be of help. However, it is divided into these areas. One is basics. These are all the basics. Whatever is there under this. This is all basics. So everybody, whoever is in this session, are supposed to be ready with this basics area. everything. We'll go into the details of each of these things, and then data mining. And there are some project applications are there, but it's kind of same. This let me stamp job descriptions and targeted industries and Q&A forum, other readings. First, let me start with what is there in the basics. This is connecting to the databases. So here are several materials that are provided here. So all of you, each one of you, whoever is working, whoever is sitting in this session, you are going to analyze data that is in large volumes. So the data will not be in Excel sheets or CSV files or text files that you have been experiencing using the university edition of SAS that you are using. All the data will be available in databases. So it is simple. How do you get the data onto your SAS environment? That's what you need to know. Here is the information. How do you connect to the database? There are multiple ways: first way, second way, and third way. You can see the syntax. Now you should be able to understand how to use proxy SQL or anything. So how do you connect? Is the multiple ways. Here is the information, and we also have we also have a couple more papers that I have given here. I recommend reading through all these 3 papers and going through all this information. This will help you. This will help you to understand how do you connect to the database so that you have the data on your SAS environment so that you can work on it. So that is the goal of this, connecting to the database. The second thing is data and codes. So one strong recommendation that I make is for everyone whoever is interested in getting into this, on a daily basis, you need to make sure that you write code. Now it's a long time, 200 lines. Now benchmark is increased. So 200 to 500 lines of code every day. There is no missing. You should do every day. If you didn't do that on a daily basis, you don't have the right to sleep. Okay. So make sure you write. If you want to pick up and if you want to make SAS as a career, make sure you write at least 200 lines. What I suggest to every team member is, from the time you get up in the morning until you have the lunch in the afternoon or else up to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, you should be on the coding exercise. So teach yourself how to do the coding on a daily basis. That's very strong and important thing, because that's what you are going to do once you get a job. 80% of the time you will be in coding. So you have to make yourself comfortable. And many people came back and asked me what kind of codes I should write. So here are the codes that I have given. These are the links from the SAS website only. If you click these things, it will lead you to the SAS. You just have to register with your email ID and all. Once you register, you will be able to get the data. So you make use of these links that are provided here to reach the 200 lines of code. Again, there are different ways of coding. Initially, you maybe never copy paste the code. You can copy paste the data. Data lines, data steps, data lines. That part is okay. But remaining all the codes you should type in by looking at the code. So you need your fingers and brain and everything has to be comfortable doing coding. So don't copy paste the code. Try to understand them and then write them back again. Okay, Kezia, I think you have a question. I'll look into that third part of the link in SQL base. It's working. Not sure which one you are talking about here. Anyway, let me move on. Here are the interview questions. The interview questions are like this. There are different types of interview questions, and you should be ready to answer any type of these questions. Okay. Difference type and similarity type. I have given the examples also. Tell me the difference between if and where statements in SAS. And then you should be able to talk 5-10 minutes about it. I mean, you have what is that SAS to give papers on each of these. Like for example, if you take this. What is the difference between where and if statement? Knowing how to apply and where to apply. There's a lot of information. So this is only one example that I have given. So people can ask what is the difference between proc SQL and data step. What is the difference between STR and NRSTR? Like that, it can be any kind of differences. For that, you need to have a deeper understanding of entire SAS. I mean, if you are doing the coding on a daily basis, 200 to 500 lines, then you will come across many things, and then slowly you will learn what are all the things. So outcome types, they'll give a scenario. You have two data sets and you have variable, and then merge both of them using merge statement. What will happen? So that also you can understand by doing the coding and reading more. And give an example. So these are all the explain the code. They'll share the they'll send you the code or share the screen and ask you to explain the code on their screen. So that is one type of thing. Or else they may ask you to give the coding on the spot orally. That is also possible. And writing the code, sometimes you may be going into the client side for an interview. They'll make you sit on the computer and give you the task. Or they may share the screen with you and then give the control to you and then ask you to do the coding for the problem that they are working on. And some people will ask you to send the sample code. You need to be ready with at least 3-page sample code with yourself. So these are the things. I recommend going through all these things, and also there are several links provided here where you can get to several SAS interview questions you pick up, and then deal brief. A simple question like if and where can get you job. So you need to know. I mean, you don't know which one you get when you are in an interview. You have to be ready with as many number of questions as possible, and then be ready, prepare yourself for any kind of things. Okay. So another thing is task type 1. Task type 1 is nothing but I would call it as a project. Okay. But the project in real world can end up in 3 months or 4 months, sometimes 6 months, like that. However, a project task is something which you are supposed to complete in 3 days or 4 days, or sometimes even 1 day. So your manager will ask you to do some work. It can be ad hoc request or anything. So you have to be ready to do that. In this, what I have provided is you will have a data set. Click on this. You will have a data set, and then you have a problem statement in most of the cases. So most of the times you will have a data set and a code. You can download them from these links. So how do you develop? I mean, in industry, what you are going to get is you will have the data, and your manager may ask you, or else in the requirement gathering, you will get what some requirement. You are supposed to deliver that, right? That's what you are going to do in industry. So here is kind of similar thing. You have the data set, you have the problem statement, you read the problem statement, you look at the data, and deliver the result based on the requirement that is given here. My initial recommendation for you is understand the problem, understand the data, and try to come up with the solution by yourself. And if you are not able to do that, then look back at the codes that are provided here, and then use those codes and then try to type in by yourself, and then prepare yourself. So the goal is to make you experience different things that are possible once you are ending up in a job. And day one, if the manager gives you some task, how do you take it up and how do you do it? That's what is given here. So what I strongly recommend to everyone is, irrespective of any industry that you may end up, or if you may be a predictive modeler or a data miner or a general analytics person, irrespective of whatever it is, I recommend you to do all these things that are provided here at least 5 times, until a point where you reach without looking back into the code that is provided here as an answer. You yourself should be able to develop the code and produce the answer. So I want you to reach that stage. So at least 5 times is a better idea. Or until you reach a stage where you are able to do by yourself without looking back anything. Yeah, this is task type 2. The difference between type 1 and type 2 is nothing but in type 2 there is no data, it's only a code. This is a code that I got from several of the people working on field. The goal of this is to make you expose how the industry code would look like. Can you understand this code, or can you write something like this in a 3-day span or so? So this is a code. On a day 1, you may encounter something like this. Are you able to handle this or not? The goal here is so that you know how it is going to be when you start a job. So you should open that code and understand the entire code. I mean, here you may not have access to the database and all, but what is that code doing? If somebody asks you to explain that code, what is it doing? You should be able to do that. And a similar situation is there, and then you are able to do the coding for it or not in those similar lines. The length of the code and all those things, as you see here, you should be familiar and then comfortable with. So that is the goal of this. Here there is no data. In task type 1, you have the data set, you have a problem statement, and also the solution. But here it's only a solution. You have to imagine what is the data set and what is the problem statement, and you have to understand all those. That's what going to. That can also be possible once you are on the job. By looking at these things, you will be able to. You should feel it. I mean, you will be able to feel that intensity so that you are able to make it up. The final thing in the basics is tools. This is a very important tab, and here a formula I have given, which is one formula for success. Looks like most of the folks here are from Indian background and very few are from Chinese. Let me quickly tell you, in most of the Indian movies, there is a very simple formula. You'll have 5 fights and 4 songs, right? Or at least, or maybe 5 songs or 4 fights, something like that. If any movie that you take, that is the formula. But of course, the plot may be different. It can be comedy movie, it can be horror movie, or it can be drama, or it can be romantic, or it can be patriotic. Different kinds of movies are there, but irrespective of any movie that you take, there will be 5 songs, 5 fights. So that's what I'm going to discuss. For you to be successful, what is that basic formula that you need to take it up, and then on the top of it, what is the flavor that you are going to add? Like flavor means the plot. It can be drama, comedy, or anything like that. In the same way, this is the formula for being successful in analytics or data science, or at least in our area. You have to be really, really good on very basic. Very basic means here I have defined what is very basic. Base SAS, advanced SAS, SQL, which you have gone through, and then enterprise guide and Unix. Okay, I'll tell you each one of them. So on the very basic, you should be super strong. Okay, really good means on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being best, you should be on 14. Hope you got my message. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best, you should be at 14. So that is what I mean is really good. It should be exceptionally good. So you can be that good only by doing every day 500 lines of code, preparing yourself and all those things, preparing yourself both from coding point of view and also interview point of view. Okay. If you are anything less than 14, let me tell you, mediocre performers, there is no space in US. Anyway, let me not go into those lines. But this is something that you can improve if you want to, and if you have that, what is that, some programming skill that you want to further improve to reach to that 14th level. But if you are not programming guy, this is not the best place for you. Anyway, coming back to the formula, you should be really good on the very basics. Very basics means these things: base SAS, advanced SAS, Unix, enterprise guide. And you have to pick up one additional tool. It can be any of these things or anything other than basic. You can pick up any other tools like DA Studio, Visual Analytics, Forecast Studio, VBA, R and Python, Enterprise Miner. So add one more tool. It can be based on your background. If you are coming from MS Analytics, you may be already knowing Enterprise Miner, and also a little bit of R and Python you may be knowing. That is okay. If you are not coming from those MS Analytics areas, or even if you are coming from those areas, SAS Visual Analytics is something that you can pick up and add it to your additional tool. And as I said, these two are very basic, and one additional tool is nothing but our 5 fights and 5 songs in Indian movie. So this is the plot. Choosing 2 industries. Here are several industries that I have provided: finance, healthcare, insurance, media, retail, and retail banking. So you have to pick up 2 of these industries, or any industry that is not here also. I mean, if you have some experience in some other industry, like energy, that's also fine. You need to pick any 2 industries. So that is the plot in our movie. So you connect all these things, the 5 songs and 5 fights, with this plot. The plot is on 2 industries that you have chosen. You will tell the story of those 2 industries and projects that you have explained. But fundamentally, this is what you are doing, these 2, and connect these 2 things. And there are 2 formulas that I have provided here. One is for pure data science folks, and the second one is for general analytics. Pure data science, what I mean is, as I said, MS Analytics or MS Data Science or statistics or industrial engineering with major focus on data mining and predictive modeling. If you have that background, you have to add this data mining to it. So to learn more about the data mining, if you have, again, I wanted to tell you, if you don't have that background until now, don't go with this. Go with the second formula. That means you are a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer or industrial engineer who doesn't have lots of data mining. They may have some statistics, but not much. Or MS Finance, financial analytics, or financial mathematics, or any other things, any other majors other than data science or analytics major who did not have studied the data mining and predictive modeling. Go with this formula. This also works. The only difference is you don't study this data mining part. You will study the general analytics part. Okay. So to be for somebody who has studied 2 years of data mining, they know all these things. Here I have provided full details of data mining. It has got classification, clustering, association. Association is nothing but market basket analysis, dimensionality reduction, variable selection techniques, all these things. If you go into this, again, there are many other things like different algorithms such as support vector mission, logistic regression, decision trees, and all those. So I have given a lecture on data mining, what is data mining and predictive modeling. If you want to listen to, I recommend for those MS Analytics folks, again, maybe 50% that you know. Here is the lecture on data mining and predictive modeling. It's about 3-hour lecture, which talks about what is analytics and what is data science, what you have to be. I discussed some code in predictive modeling related to logistic regression and different classification algorithms, clustering algorithms, difference between classification, clustering, dimensionality reduction techniques, all these things. Okay. If you are interested in data mining and predictive modeling, I recommend going to my lecture on data mining, which has got the detailed information on data mining. But that is 3-hour lecture, and if you are becoming a data scientist, that is great. It is not possible. You need more detailed information. So I have provided of all the topics, for example, classification. I have collected information from the web and put together here, which will be of use to you. Dimension reduction techniques. Here is more detailed information here. Like that, more information is available in this area. Okay. Coming back to the formula, where it is. You have to be really good with very basics, one additional tool, and choosing 2 industries. So let me quickly cover basics. The base test and advanced test, which we have already 2 weeks you have learned, and then still you can practice doing that using the data codes and all. SQL. I would give, as I said, 500 lines of code every day. Out of that, about 30% of the code should be in SQL. If you go here, go down, download this Excel content. Okay, it's very important. SQL attachment given here. Download this one, and I have given clear instruction. It's again video space other trainer. I have provided what are all the important things for you to learn in this area. So go through this, download it, and follow the instructions. If for whatever reason, if you are unable to do this, there are other alternatives like these, W3 Schools, HackerRank, and then SQL Zoo and all those things, where you can practice SQL. But I strongly recommend downloading this Excel and following through. It's about 50 videos of training, so I strongly recommend, because SQL is very important thing for you. I cannot emphasize the importance of that. Out of the 500 lines of code, 30% of the lines on a daily basis should be coming from this SQL. Okay. You can install the software also, instructions are given. So go through this. The enterprise guide and enterprise miner, we may not have access to the tools, but whatever videos provided here, go through them. Enterprise guide, because it is very basic. Go through those videos and how you can do the SAS coding and how can you schedule the jobs, create the jobs in enterprise guide. Whatever provided here is sufficient. Unix. Unix is also very important. You may or may not work in Windows environment once you are on the job. So go through this. If you have limited time, first 2 videos, but if you are graduating in next 3 months, there are only 13 papers. Should not take too much time. Give maybe 20 minutes on a daily basis for this Unix. Very important. Don't underestimate. You are not going to be Unix developer, but you need to know how to navigate in Unix environment. How do you navigate in Windows environment like this, using phone and everything, mouse and all, right? But if you are using in Windows environment, how do you do the coding in Windows environment? Make sure, how do you run multiple codes in that? Make yourself comfortable in this. That covers the base task, advanced task, and then Unix. Visual analytics, if you want to pick up, here are detailed information provided and training videos which will help you to make yourself ready for visual analytics. You can go through that as well. Forecast Studio, we don't have any information. You have to explore by yourself. So yeah, coming back to the formula, very basic. All the information is here. And one additional tool, the safe bet is SAS Visual Analytics. If you are MS Analytics, Enterprise Miner, and R and Python. So again, I want to discuss the formula one more time. If you are coming from MS Analytics, data mining, predictive modeling background, or else a strong focus of analytics in MS industrial engineering, or else statistics, then this formula. If you don't have that background, you will go with this the second formula, where you don't study. So everybody has to cover the basics and all the other things here. And if anybody from data mining and predictive modeling or want to make career in that area, there is an additional responsibility of this data mining and predictive modeling. Okay, and then here is one Q&A forum. I'm not sure if I have added you, or if not, I'll add you. You can post any questions, go through this document, and then you can post the question. Recently we have created this, so you may not have too many questions, but answers and all. You can, if you have any questions related to technical things and your preparation or any code related questions or anything, you are welcome to post in this Q&A forum. This is one way all myself, Chintan, and many of the people working on the field will be accessible to you. Okay. All right. I think we did cover whatever is on today's agenda. We discussed about the process and all these things, successful candidates. We discussed about the website navigation and points of contact. This is one way you can post questions related technical. If you have other questions, your recruiter should be able to answer. If you are a data miner, predictive modeler, these things, and then if not, then these areas, how to pick up all these things we have discussed. So tomorrow, what my goal is, coming from this formula that we have discussed. So we kind of covered what are all these, where all these information that is available. In that formula, I said the plot that is choosing two industries. I will discuss about several of these industries tomorrow, as many as I can cover at a high level, so that you know what are all the industry, what it happens in each of these industries, whether you are a good fit for these industries and all those things. Okay. Any questions? I think we are already running out of time, already 9:30. I had to jump into another meeting by this time. If you have any questions, I strongly recommend I'll join tomorrow session at least 5 minutes before or 10 minutes before. then I'll be able to answer all the questions. This link has already been sent to you. Check your email. If you don't have it, check with your recruiter. I strongly recommend each one of you to be part of these 3-4 sessions. This can be of great help to you. Don't miss. But anyway, we'll meet again tomorrow discussing about different industries. What are all the different types of jobs that are available in each of these industries, and then based on that you can I'm copying all the questions that I have here. I'll try to answer them tomorrow morning. I'll join at least 7 minutes before. I recommend if you have any questions, join there and we'll address all those questions tomorrow. Thank you.